What's going on, familia? It's your boy Slayer Extreme TV. We're back again with another Arc Dev Kit tutorial video, and today we're going to be going over how you can add your own drops to all your dinos to make it truly customized, especially if you have items or resources or any of the kind or any other thing really that you would like to have any dino you have in your mod drop whenever it's killed in game. So first, you're going to want to open up your dino BP or find a dino BP and just open it up. You're going to search in the search bar in the details panel, dino drop. What you're going to be looking for is this right here, death inventory templates. And if you don't see it in there, then that dino doesn't normally have it by default, and you just have to add one in, which we'll go over here shortly. So you're going to see that this one has a dino drop inventory component for carnivore huge gigant. What you want to do is find that in your content browser. So if you hit the folder with the magnifying glass, you should find it in your content folder. Now, once you find that in your content folder, you're just going to go ahead and make a copy of it into your mod folder. And if you've done what I've done, and you just make a folder, make it a little bit organized, put that in your new folder type of thing, right? We're going to go ahead and rename it so we can know what it is. I've gotten into the habit of abbreviating the type of component it is. So for this being a dino death inventory component, we're just going to name it DDIC underscore. This is our base. What are we using? Base Karcha. So we'll just do Karcha, and that's it. Now, once you go ahead and copy it, rename it, you're going to open it up. What you're going to be looking for is the item sets. That's the only thing you're going to really be changing in here. So once you find your item sets, each component is different. It's all going to vary based on the component you're using, because all dinos have different drops in them type of thing. What you want to do is additional item sets. If there is any there, you're going to go ahead and delete that. And depending on how many different sets you want to make, you're going to put all your item sets right now. What you want to do is simply the way they have it set up for wildcard, that's exactly how you're going to do it. What you really need to do is find the loot item set survivor. Go ahead and find it in your content browser, and you're going to make a copy of that into your mod folder. So once you put it into your mod folder, you're going to rename it. I don't abbreviate these just out of personal reasons, but you can rename it to whatever you want, however you want to name it. We're going to rename it to Karcha. And what you're going to want to do is once you rename your new loot item set, you're going to go ahead and link it into your death inventory component. And what I said earlier about how many sets you have is going to be based on you. You can have multiple sets within this thing, and it will basically randomly choose, or I guess it wouldn't be random, but it's more or less however you have this loot item set up. Once we go over it, this right here will determine which sets you basically are going to utilize, which have a higher chance. So if you set the weight to 1, it's 100% guaranteed chance. And if you have that set for every single loot set you have available in your item sets, then of course you're going to end up getting everything, depending on how creative and how customized you want it to be, especially if you have different loot sets for different things. You can have as many as you want. You can literally just go down to 1 and just be like, we're just going to have 1 loot set, 1 item set's going to have it all type of thing. So once you do all that for your inventory component, you've linked your new loot item set. That's all you got to do. So you can go ahead, compile, save it. You're done literally in there. Everything's going to be controlled in your loot item set. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. As you can see, this is how it's set up. It has different entries normally, and this goes for any loot item set that you use. You're gonna have different entries for all different types of things, right? So to truly show it off, there's a lot of things you can do. You have your item weights, pretty much what's basically having a chance to pretty much be dropped type of thing. You have your items, where all your primal items will go on what basically are you wanting this dino to drop and etc. The item entry name, that's pretty much that's for your reference. Hey, what do I have in here type of thing. Your entry weight, that's going to be your own customization in terms of how often do you want it to pull a recipe. Like for this instance, how often it's going to be designated as this item. One of these items needs to be dropped. You have min quantity, max quantity. This is going to be based on you and your customization. And then if you're doing weapons or blueprints and types of that, you can do a random quality, or you can do a minimum quality, maximum quality. You have quality power. Like there's so much customization you can do. So what we're going to do is do something very, very simple. We're going to go ahead and delete these item entries, and we're going to set this up first. So min number of items, it's basically going to calculate, okay, I have these many item entries. How many item entries do we have, and how many are we going to pull from these item entries? And it's going to randomize it. So if we do 6 out of 6 and say you have 6 item entries, it's going to choose 6 items from all those entries. Not really all those entries, but more or less it's going to pick and choose type of thing. It's more or less you're going to have to play around with it and test it. So you're going to create an array element, drop down the index. We're just going to rename this. Let's name this artifact. Oh, let's name this element. Sorry. We're going to keep the entry weight at 1. We're going to go ahead and create a new array element for the items. We're going to use element as the item. So we're going to find the resource. We're going to make the entry rate 1. We're say minimum quantity is 1. Let's say 1,000 for element. Well, we don't need the quality. We don't need the quality at all because it's a resource. Okay. Now force blueprint. If it's a resource, of course you don't need a blueprint, so you don't have to force it. But if you're using a weapon or a tool or whatever the case, you can force a blueprint there. Now you have chance to be blueprint override. You can make this a chance to be a blueprint over just forcing it to be a blueprint. And then you have chances to actually give item 1. We're going to keep it at 1 primarily because we want it to drop, right? And you do number items power. You have set weight for how often this specific loot item is going to be chosen. And that's it. You're done. You can rename anything and everything you want, compile and save it. You're done. You're good to go, right? Now you want to go ahead and take your dino death inventory component. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for mumbling that. And you're going to go ahead and link it into your dino. Now, what you normally can see, and if you want to, you can type in death and you can scroll down a little bit, see death inventory templates. By default, if you don't see anything in your death inventory templates, you just need to create the array elements. Create one for your weights, which you would leave at 1, which is 100%. Then right here, you'll go ahead and link your dino death inventory component. Then you want to make sure this death inventory chance to use. This is going to guarantee that this actual inventory component for the dino for a wild dino when it dies is actually being used. I normally like to increase it to 5 just because it's a guaranteed thing, and I'd rather it not randomly say, we don't want to work. You know what I mean? If you choose to mess with it, death inventory quality per level multiplier. So I'm guessing, I've never used that before, but I'm guessing depending on the level of the dino determines the quality of your loot system. So we're going to go ahead and compile and save the CARCHA base. And now normally, which is, this is an unfortunate thing, you will have an issue that if you were to jump into your test map, it will not work off the rip. And what I mean by that is it's going to act like it doesn't want to work, which is very, very unfortunate. So what I'm doing here is I went into my world settings and I erased my primal game data for this mod. I entered the test map, exited it. Now I'm going to re-implement my primal game data, save it, and re-enter. That's basically just me refreshing the test map if you didn't know that already. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this out. And I've had this issue before, and I'm not entirely sure if this is going to happen again, but we're going to find out. So we've killed the CARCHA. Now it should give us the inventory. I thought this was going to happen. So normally this happens a lot whenever you do these inventories. And I've noticed, as you can see, we can't access the inventory. Do not panic. That does not mean it did not work. It did work, it did change, and you won't have an issue. All you need to do is restart your dev kit. When you restart your dev kit, re-enter, go through all your hitches, everything should work. Your death inventory component should be implemented to the degree that it starts working on that specific dino that you've attached it to. I hope this little tidbit of information helps. If you're still having issues and it's still not wanting to work for you, try creating new death inventory components and loot item sets. Go ahead and grab different ones from another dino that has them and try to utilize those. It's a hit or miss when you create this type of thing, but it's very, very simple. And I know it works because I have it in my own mod, and restarting the dev kit for sure will help implement these to actually work. Unlike what you just saw there where it didn't work when we went to go test it. I appreciate all the love and support you've shown the channel, as well as these ARK dev kit tutorial videos. Keep creating your mods, and I hope to try them out one day. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.